In the shadows of the 18th century, a haunting bohemian lifestyle beckoned some men into a world of dread and desolation. Among the chilling tales that echoed through the midnight alleys, the specter of the covered lady cast a terrifying pallor over the city's nocturnal hours, spanning from midnight until the eerie hour of 4 a.m. This enigmatic figure emerged as both the object of desire and the harbinger of doom for those captivated by her mysterious allure. The origins of the covered lady remain shrouded in uncertainty, but her spectral presence manifested just a few fateful meters away from unsuspecting men, who, lured by her beauty, found themselves ensnared in a macabre dance with the unknown. Her silhouette was one of a woman with a slender figure and alluring curves, adorned in an elegant gait that left an indelible impression. An enticing aroma enveloped her, lingering in the air as she concealed her face behind a veil, a mystifying enigma that only heightened her allure. No man could resist her hypnotic charm, their gaze fixated, entranced. Curiously, the distance between the covered lady and her mesmerized admirer remained constant. Whether cowardly or brave, none dared to move further away or draw any nearer. After a certain stretch, the bewitching woman halts and utters an ominous invitation. "You see me how I am? Now, if you want to follow me, continue." As the tension thickens, the woman dramatically unveils her face, revealing a visage that transforms from breathtaking beauty to a grotesque skull exuding a putrid stench. The impact of this horrifying revelation proved too much for many of her unfortunate admirers. Some met their demise from sheer fright, while others succumbed to the overwhelming foul odor that permeated the air. Those who managed to survive this ghastly encounter found themselves branded by popular culture as tenants, marked by the lingering trauma of their brush with the supernatural. Undeterred by the havoc she wrought, the covered lady is said to continue her eerie nocturnal promenade through the labyrinthine streets, leaving behind a trail of spine-chilling tales that etch her spectral presence into the annals of Ecuador's haunted history. A 14-year-old with an iron will despised being told what to do. Her mother, a street vendor offering an array of delectable treats, from rice with beans to roast beef and the notorious Ecuadorian dish tripa asada, found herself at odds with her daughter's rebellious spirit. One fateful day, Maria's mother entrusted her with a simple task: to purchase sausages and viscera, also known as internal organs, from the store for the next day's offerings. However, Maria, driven by her defiant nature, dismissed her mother's request, opting instead to squander the money on candy for her friends. As the day waned, a sense of remorse crept over Maria. Realizing the gravity of her actions, she decided to return home. Inexplicably drawn to Quito's graveyard, a foreboding place, she chose to linger there until the early night descended. Under the shroud of darkness, Maria, fueled by a strange compulsion, delved into the graveyard shadows, extracting viscera from the recently deceased. Her heart pounded with fear, but an unsettling determination propelled her forward. With her ghastly plan complete, she ventured home, sausages and stolen organs in tow. Upon her return, Maria greeted her mother, feigning innocence. Although her mother sensed her daughter's prolonged absence, the promise of a successful day's food sales brought temporary relief. Yet, as the night unfolded, Maria couldn't shake the haunting echoes of her misdeeds. Alone in her room, she grappled with guilt until an unexpected disturbance shattered the silence. A thunderous knock echoed through her door. Panic enveloped Maria as the relentless pounding persisted, accompanied by an otherworldly whispering voice. The voice demanded the return of stolen viscera, the organs pilfered from the graveyard. Dread hung heavy in the air as the disembodied voice reverberated through her room. Suddenly, footsteps approached, each step a ghastly reminder of the spirits seeking retribution. Maria, gripped by terror, envisioned the wrathful specters ascending the stairs, their groans haunting her every thought. In a desperate attempt to escape the spectral torment, Maria sought a pair of scissors. Convinced that her only salvation lay in repaying her debt, she contemplated extracting her own viscera to appease the vengeful spirits. The next day, Maria Angula's lifeless form was discovered by her grieving mother. The truth unfolded in the wake of Maria's tragic demise, a tale of stolen organs, ghostly retribution, and a desperate bid for freedom that ended in her own undoing. The town was left to grapple with the spectral repercussions of Maria's grisly choices, forever haunted by the ghostly whispers of the graveyard's restless spirits. Loja, Ecuador is home to the haunting legend of the Hangman's Tunnel. Although the tunnel itself emerged in 2007, its name is inexorably linked to a spectral story that unfolded in the shadows of the city, a narrative so profoundly sorrowful and breathtaking that it leaves an indelible mark on the very soul of Loja. Many years ago, where the now imposing Hospital Isidro Ayora stands, a desolate clinic known as San Juan de Dios Hospital occupied the northwestern fringes of the city. Its front gate graced Imbabura Street, leading to a forlorn path diverging at the hospital's end. One route led to the Pedestal neighborhood, while the other skirted the hospital's boundaries, leading to a dangerously steep cliff ominously known as the Hangman's Path. Leprosy, a dreadfully incurable illness, cast its dark shadow upon those afflicted. The hospital served as a temporary haven before patients were banished to distant leper colonies. Doctors, donned in protective layers, tried to combat the contagion, prescribing treatments from a distance. Yet, nurses, unable to evade direct contact, often succumbed to the disease, making it extremely difficult to find willing souls to work in this forsaken corner of the hospital. Only in extreme cases did desperate individuals dare to take on such a grim responsibility. One such soul was Luz Marina, a tragic figure expelled from her family for bearing an illegitimate child. Seeking refuge, she arrived at the hospital with her newborn daughter, Ana Maria. The Hermanas de la Caridad, caretakers of the hospital, proposed that Luz work in the leper asylum to secure a place for her child. With no alternative, Luz relented, embarking on a fate entwined with the spectral corridors of the hospital. Ana Maria, raised within the hospital's walls, blossomed into a diligent and cheerful soul. Her daily routine included walks along a lonely path behind the hospital, framed by a hill draped in eerie eucalyptus trees. Eventually, she met the love of her life, Luis Felipe. Luis, a compassionate young man with a heart full of love for Ana Maria, was a dedicated volunteer at the hospital. He first noticed Ana during one of his rounds, spreading joy to everyone she encountered despite the challenges life had thrown at her. Intrigued by her resilience and captivated by her spirit, Luis Felipe began spending more time with Ana Maria, assisting her in various activities within the hospital. As their bond deepened, Luis Felipe became Ana Maria's pillar of strength, offering her emotional support as she faced the challenges of living with leprosy. Fate, however, dealt a cruel hand as Ana Maria, infected by leprosy, faced an inevitable separation from her love, Luis Felipe. Desperation consumed her, and on a fateful day, Ana Maria, grappling with her impending fate, sprinted to the top of the hill. There, she scrawled a heart-wrenching farewell to Luis Felipe, vowing to wait for him in eternity. Constructing a makeshift rope from cabuya fibers, she climbed a guabo tree, fastened the rope to her neck, and plunged into the abyss below. Heartbroken, Luis Felipe discovered the lifeless body of his beloved. Consumed by grief, he replicated her desperate act, hanging himself from the same guabo tree. The entwined corpses of the ill-fated lovers sent shockwaves through Loja, a tragic tale echoing through the corridors of time. To this day, brave souls venture into the Hangman's tunnel, seeking communion with the spirits of Ana Maria and Luis Felipe. Ouija board seances unfold, attempting to conjure the tormented lovers and unveil the secrets of their harrowing love story. Others, drawn by an inexplicable force, claim to witness the spectral bodies hanging in the ethereal mist within the darkened confines of the tunnel. The tragic tale of the Hangman's Tunnel weaves its way into the very fabric of Loja's supernatural lore, a haunting saga that refuses to be forgotten. In a chilling chapter of reality that transcended the bounds of legend, the 1940s bore witness to a ghoulish scheme that defied the sanctity of death itself. Within the solemn grounds of the General Cemetery of Guayaquil, a nefarious individual seized a grim opportunity to capitalize on the finality of life and the opulence of the departed. This sinister character targeted the burial ceremonies of affluent families, exploiting the opulence that accompanied the deceased to their final resting places. In an era when the departed were interred with their finest clothes, shoes, and jewelry, the grave robbers saw an opening to amass wealth from the dead. Under the cloak of darkness, the seemingly lifeless man exhumed the bodies, plundering the coffins for the treasures that adorned the departed. Rings, elegant dresses, chains, and even gold teeth were covertly pilfered, leaving the resting places disturbed and the bereaved unaware of the desecration. However, in a city where the population was sparse compared to the present day, it was only a matter of time before the stolen artifacts manifested a spectral return. A wave of disbelief swept through the grieving families as they stumbled upon their loved ones' belongings prominently displayed for sale in the bustling markets of downtown Guayaquil. The shock reached its pinnacle when a mother, mourning the loss of her daughter, stumbled upon the wedding dress she had carefully chosen for the wake and burial. This poignant encounter occurred when she chanced upon the very same dress adorning the window of a local establishment, a cruel reminder of the violation her family had endured. In a curious twist of fate, divine justice did not need to intervene, as retribution unfolded in the realm of the living. Infuriated by the desecration of their tombs, the aggrieved families swiftly filed complaints, prompting the authorities to spring into action. The culprit, deemed a dead man in a grim irony, along with his accomplices, found themselves on the wrong side of the law, facing the consequences of their ghoulish deeds. Thus, the unsettling saga unfolded in the broad daylight of justice, casting a haunting shadow over the general cemetery of Guayaquil, and etching a grim reminder of the lengths some would go to exploit the vulnerability of the departed. Deep within the eerie confines of the patrimonial cemetery of Guayaquil lies a macabre tale that weaves through the shadows like a haunting melody. This sacred burial ground, often hailed as an open-air museum of spectral stories, serves as the stage for one particularly spine-chilling legend, starring none other than Victor Emilio Estrada Xiacaluga, a prominent figure in the annals of Guayaquil's history. Victor Emilio Estrada, an influential entrepreneur and former president of the Cantonal Council of Guayaquil in 1944, met his demise on a fateful night, February 21st, 1954, succumbing to the relentless grip of pancreatic cancer. His mortal remains now find solace in the hallowed embrace of a majestic mausoleum, standing resolute at Gate 7 of the patrimonial cemetery. Yet, beyond the realm of the living, the legend of Estrada takes a spectral turn. As the clock strikes 11, an unearthly hour when the veil between the living and the dead is set to thin, whispers circulate that the spirit of Victor Emilio Estrada emerges from the cold grip of his grave. However, instead of seeking eternal rest, his spectral presence embarks on eerie journeys by hailing unsuspecting taxis, leaving bewildered drivers to recount tales of mysterious passengers who vanish into thin air. But the spine-tingling encounters don't end there. Some ghastly whispers insist that Estrada's ghost engages in spectral conversations with unsuspecting passers-by within the confines of the cemetery. These hapless souls, preparing to board public transportation, find themselves exchanging words with the otherworldly presence of a long-departed figure, the echoes of his voice lingering in the night air. As if to deepen the mystery, another ghoulish narrative suggests that in the afterlife, Victor Emilio Estrada has become an ethereal benefactor for struggling students. According to this spectral tale, the ghostly presence of Estrada is said to aid diligent scholars, guiding them towards academic success from beyond the grave. Whispers among the student community speak of unseen assistance and inexplicable strokes of luck that elevate their grades, with some attributing their achievements to the spectral guidance of the departed statesman. Thus, the patrimonial cemetery of Guayaquil becomes a stage for the supernatural, where the lingering spirit of Victor Emilio Estrada Xiacaluga continues to shape the nocturnal landscape, leaving an indelible mark on those who dare to delve into the dark corners of this otherworldly tale. As we conclude this chilling journey through the realms of Ecuador's folklore, we trust you've found yourself captivated by the spectral narratives woven into the tapestry of our shared human experiences. If you relished the spine-tingling tales of ghostly bargains, vengeful spirits, and the morbid choices that shape our destinies, be sure to like and subscribe for more haunting stories from the obscure corners of folklore. Our exploration of the otherworldly is far from over, and your presence is the key to unlocking the secrets that lie beyond the veil. Remember to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and if you have your own tales of the supernatural, we'd love to hear them. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the unknown.